another video. You may notice that the person talking is not the same person as this audio. I decided that the audio quality was terrible, so I'm going to go through the audio myself on a voiceover in case you are wondering. So none of this audio will match up to my mouth, but that is better than the alternative. I'm just explaining that this exercise routine or mobility routine can be done by anyone. It's all you need is a spot on a mat and some space on the floor. And we're going to start off in a all fours position. So this is going to start off the cat-cow position. So we're starting in that all fours with the hands planted on the floor and knees planted as well. From here, we're going to push through the shoulders and lift the middle of the body up to the sky. And from there, you're going to breathe out. You can hold that for a second and then push yourselves down. So you're going to push through the belly button. In this position, we're going to look forwards and breathe in. We're going to hold that a second and then we're going to alternate between those two sides. And continuing through these again, we're just lifting the head, looking forward, pushing the belly button down towards the floor, and then tucking the head in and lifting the middle of the back up. And alternating between those two, spending just a second at each position a few more times. Okay, and moving on, we're going to take the knees a little bit wider. We're going to sink the hips back towards the feet and reaching the arms forward. So we're going to come into what's called child's pose. In this position, the focus is the stretch in the shoulders and into the hips as well. And from here, the focus is dropping or engaging, that's not the right word, dropping the chest down towards the floor. And that will really help to give you a good stretch through the shoulders. So we're going to spend a couple seconds here, and then in a second, after a little hold there, we're going to move over to one side. Just keep spending that time in the middle position. And now reaching over to one side. So it's the same stretch, but you should feel this in sort of the opposite side of the body to the side that you're reaching. Spend some time there, a few deep breaths. And then over to the other side, the same stretch, but on the other side. Again, if you reach over to the right hand side, you'll feel this stretch in the left side of the torso there. Now taking yourselves out of that position back into the middle position just for a second, and then bringing the hands a little bit closer to the knees, up into that all fours position once again. From this position, what we're doing is called a bird dog. Bird dog is where we stay in that all fours position, but one hand and the opposite leg is lifting up into the air. So I'm lifting one leg, and the foot is going as high as possible, straightening out, and the arm is going all the way overhead. And it's the opposite side to remember. So if I'm lifting my left arm, I'm also lifting my right leg. And we're lifting one side, holding, squeezing, and then dropping back down to the all fours, and then alternating sides. And we're going to do this a few times. And this is going to closely mimic what we do next. But this is a little bit of a warm-up into what is next. So a few more reps of these. Again, you should feel the upper back working and sort of the glutes, maybe even to the lower back, engaging. Just lift those limbs off the floor and as high as possible. From here, we're dropping the hips down to the floor, and again, we're doing a very similar movement, but it's going to be a little bit more intense. And one thing that I didn't mention in the video, and I didn't do, is I want you to sort of rest your forehead on the floor as well, or more so on the mat, instead of lifting up like I am there. And from here, we're doing the same move, lifting maybe say left arm and the left leg at the same time, squeezing and holding in each position. We're alternating each side, and make sure the arm that isn't lifting is really well planted into the floor, so you can drive that movement through the lifting arm. If you're not balanced in that supporting arm, then you won't be able to squeeze as hard. Again, we're looking at engaging the upper back, working into that overhead flexibility. Keep on going for a few more reps of these. Now, taking yourselves out of that position, we're going to come into a side lying position. In this position, we've got our knees bent slightly, and one knee, or the bottom knee, is touching the floor, the other knee is staying in contact with that knee. Keeping that same position with the lower body. With this movement, we're trying to work through the upper body. Arms are out in front of you as well. From here, you're going to release the top hand off the bottom hand, and you're going to sort of rainbow all the way over till that hand, if you can, is touching the floor. Reach the floor, hold for a second, then back in. Give that another go, and that might be a good stretch. It should be a good stretch through the shoulders and the chest, but if it isn't, then we're going to try something different this time, or the time after this one. What we're going to do next is just slide that top hand around the floor, just to make a big arc all the way around, and notice my knees still touching each other and still touching the floor. I'm coming around to the hips with that hand, and then I'm coming all the way back round into that position, that starting position there. And I'm going to open up a few reps on each side. And now swiveling yourselves round to the other side. Once again in that same position, this time with the opposite side. You're going to try a few reps all the way arcing over the body, and then if that's fine, you can go straight in to the circles going around the body on the floor. A few more reps there. And take yourselves out of that position and come to just a relaxed seated position. And that is all for any of the stretches in today's session. Again, nice and simple, can be done with just body weight, with just a space on the floor. Very, very simple. And all I'm explaining here is that it's going to really help to increase your overhead flexibility and also help to increase that thoracic spine mobility, which is what a lot of people really do need. If you've got any questions, drop a comment in the comment section below. If not, I'll just wish you all a great day and hope to see you soon. Bye.